Alrighty, cool. Let's see who has any questions that they'd like to ask, and we're going to actually kind of get into some customer stuff. Okay, Dan, yeah.
I have like 3 different questions. I don't know if you would rather me wait and ask those.
I'd like you to ask them right now, actually.
Okay. Is there a way on the elements of time to have the system automatically either? What would really be nice is so. Let me tell you the challenge is, and Santiago actually brought this up too. When you set a follow-up, unless you remember daily to go check your follow-ups, you might miss a follow-up. So let's say you, for some reason, you've got a busy day and you're out there and you forget to log in and check your follow-ups. Is there a way for the system, when you boot you hit your home page, it comes up and says, boom, you need to follow up on these things here? Maybe it's not needed, but it's just kind of an in-your-face, you need to take care of this, as opposed to, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, we talked about alarm.
Yeah, an alarm of some type.
So what we did is we have decided to do 3 rounds on elements of time. Round 1 is done. Round 2 has a thing that's actually going to be a notifier and basically push technology. The difference is called push versus pull, okay? So most of Adilas is pull technology. You go to the store and nothing jumps off the shelf at you, okay? But I can go anywhere in the store that I want to and it's still there. Push technology is literally, and that sounds cool, but if you overuse it, it's offensive actually. It's like, whoa, 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 quit it. So most of Adilas is what's called pull technology. We'll get it, we'll hold it, we'll store it, but you've got to kind of ask for it. But we do have some things that we are developing, basically, kind of notifications and reminders and that kind of stuff. That's going to be in round 2 of elements of time as far as light push, and then you're basically going to be saying, okay, I want this to be pushed at me versus pushing everything at you.
Yeah.
Can I show you how I do it? When I log into Adilas every single day, the first place I go is right here. What's going on today? History homepage. It brings me in here. Look, I've got a client scan. I've got a couple of image scans. It tells me if I have some recurring invoices that need to go out. It shows me who else did what. Watch this. Let's go at let's find our client. Are you okay if I just use your client one? Okay. We'll just do CLO, and we'll go to the log. Here's how I find out what's going on, okay? There's absolutely nothing in here right now, okay? I'm going to say add a log entry, and let's just say this is just for fun. We're just going to call it, I'll call it a general note. I've got to sit down. I'm kneeling so I can't see my, my screen. Okay, perfect. Piece cake, add the log entry. So now it's virtually starting to already attach those pieces. The cool thing that I like to do when I log in from any single day, I go right here, history homepage. It is a permission, and I'll jump here, and guess what it says? How many new logs do I have today? How many new follow-ups do I have today? Like, this is the system at a glance. Like, okay, what's going on? What's happening? This is where I go personally.
Or you just kick the calendar too.
Okay, correct. Okay, so the calendar is technically not tied to the log notes. Where we're headed with this, can I share some more future vision, if you will? Sure. Watch this right here. Santiago clicked on this little calendar link right here. Here's what we are heading with. Advanced calendar overlay. What would you like to see on this calendar interface? Do you want to see your invoices? Do you want to see your deposits? Do you want to see your expenses? Do you want to see your logs? Do you want to see, like, basically we can create calendar interfaces. It's really easy. Say I wanted to go from January to September, go get the mini calendar. Here's January, February, March, April. Like, we can populate stuff super easy. And what we want to do is we want to say, okay, you know what, people are wanting to see this in the calendar version. Where are my follow-ups? Where are my notes? Where were my deposits? That's what we want to do up here. This is a future development called the advanced overlay. Okay? So what it would do is you basically say, hey, I want to go search my customers and I want to see just their birth dates and put it into a calendar version. And all of a sudden it shows you. Because technically, right now what we've done is elements of time is its own little entity. It's the only one that can physically work on top of the calendar. But we're like, ooh, I think people are going to want this so that we'll be able to push it out further. So that's a future development that's going to be coming down the pipeline. This little calendar, what it is basically any page that you're on, say I'm actually on this log note right here, and I'm here under clowns, and say I wanted to do a follow-up, and I'm like, oh man, I need to follow up on this. And I click on this to open it up, and I'm like, man, I have no clue, but I know it's next Friday, okay? So any page, if you wanted to see what next Friday is, check this out. Here's today, here's next week, here's next Friday. So it's July 26th. So technically, you could even leave this little guy up right here and just come right down here and go like this. This is going to be on 7/26, and it's going to be at 12 o'clock p.m. And check on his gold-plated balls. Like he had those big, huge tennis balls, they said. Okay, edit the log entry. That's what I use the little miniature calendar for. Like anywhere I need a date, I can expand that date range. It doesn't automatically push it in, but like Adilas has so many dates. Like this is a little bit of laziness on our part, but instead of being like, whew, if we add that little feature where you click next to the date and then it automatically populates that, I'm like, oh my goodness, that's like 500 fields that I'd have to do it. And I was like, okay, tell you what, we're just going to put a little.
That's like what, 500 fields?
Well, okay, any single entry that you make in Adilas has a date attached to it. That's literally, when we run things over time, like this is, we haven't even talked about this today per se. But like,
You have to go back and redo a lot.
Yeah, so every single thing is ran over time, every single thing. So I would literally have to go to 500 different pages back in the thing, be like, okay, add the little date thing here, add the little date thing here. Make sure to test it. I was like, I don't have time right this second. Here, we'll let you get to the calendar. It's manual right now, but it's kind of just part of the way it is. So. But everything is ran over time because as soon as you do that, all of a sudden it fits into that category then. So it kind of makes it fun. So even watch this right here. So back to the main homepage, we have a log and a follow-up. I can add as many as I want. Say I wanted to do another one. Let's just say that we did a walk-in. And this one was actually early this morning at 9 o'clock. You can backdate it. You can do whatever you needed to do for your logins. Okay, sorry, your log notes. We add the log note. Boom. 7:17 at 9 and at 11:21. Okay. The cool thing is when you're at homepage, if you have your own little thing, you can click on your client logs, which kind of shows you all of them. This one just shows this one generally. If I was using one of those special pages, say I was actually on the CRM homepage, and I click here, what's today's logs? It's going to go just to today's logs. Okay. If I click back and I hit what are today's follow-ups, it'll say 0. Okay, because my particular follow-ups were actually out a little further. It goes clear to the 26th. Okay, so show me just the follow-up logs for that. Oh, there it is. Depending on where things are at, it gets stacked into those time frames. Okay, so what I'd like to do for just a minute is actually have you guys give me a challenge, and I'm going to build it into Adilas. Okay, come up with some sort of customer-related thing. Are we selling them something? Are we just logging them? Are we adding additional contacts? Are we doing a statement for somebody? Are we applying a payment? Like there's tons of different things that are related to the customers. I'd like you guys to challenge me, and we're going to kind of play a little game, and then I'll just kind of show you. But what it's going to do is it's going to be kind of instruction as well.
Okay. Is it going to be something that is already existing in Adilas, or something that you're going to try to build out?
I don't know. You give me the challenge, and I'll tell you if we have an existing tool or if okay, Santiago, I see that smile. That's no problem. Okay, so I'm sitting here, and pretend that you're me. You have a new customer need. What is your need? Okay.
All right. Challenge.
Okay, great.
Okay, so obviously with my non-interested,
Okay.
or actually, and I talked to you about this a few times, taking the calls or the follow-ups I did, or the notes I entered in, customer logs, today, rotating into the box.
Okay. Okay. So basically kind of changing the sort order of logs.
Yeah. Well, because every time I log into the system, which I'm logged in now, everything I've done, for the past couple of days is up at top.
Mm-hmm.
Which I want everything I've done at the bottom. This way I can, hit something I haven't talked to or I haven't emailed. This way, I kind of keep refreshing, if that makes sense.
Okay, no problem. Basically, what you would do is let's go back to that same client again. This is just a general customer, Clowns R Us. Joe entered this. I'm going to enter another log note because right now our log dates are the 17th and the 17th. I want to play with one that's either forward or backwards to show you how I'm flip-flopping the display of this, okay? So we're going to add a log note. Let's go back in time just a little bit. We'll just change it to the 7th, and we'll just kind of make this once again a general. There's tons of different things that you can do. General note and okay, one other thing I wanted to mention is this. These fields are unlimited. You want to knock yourself out? Knock yourself out.
I copy and paste a lot of emails.
Yeah, you can copy and paste whole emails in there, whatever it is, okay? Like, if you know HTML, you can actually do HTML and break tags and all kinds of stuff, okay? So watch this, just for a second, watch this. Enter, enter, and then let's go. Testing the line break, okay? This is a quick little general note. We backed it up to the 7th, and I'm going to say add the entry. Okay, if I scroll down, I actually have that physical break in there, but if I actually go back to this version, watch this, you'll actually see that it entered HTML tags in there. This is called a break tag and a break tag, okay? But basically, it's helping you, like, hey, it looks like you're going to need.
So maybe I'm not a big HTML guy.
No, you don't have to be. You don't have to be.
Yeah.
Just write it. Just write it. But watch this. If you knew how to do HTML, you could even do stuff like this. Okay, so basically the word testing is going to be bold. Okay, like I'm not saying that you have to know that, but if you know how to do HTML, you can play in lots of different ways. Okay,
It gives you the help file, obviously.
there is a help file that will help you with that as well. But I just wanted to show you that, like, if you knew how to tweak things, you could tweak things.
Strong is bold.
Okay, correct. And once again, what you'd want to do is you'd want to go like this: HTML help. What have I got? Okay, you want to enter a line break, a link, bold, like italics,
Oh,
Where did you get that?
bulleted list. It's called a help file. They're in Adilas on every page. I'm just teasing you. I'm teasing you, dude. It's like right here.
HTML help.
HTML help. Yeah.
So if you put a link in there, it's not necessarily going to be a hyperlink. You have to.
Okay, so watch this right here. If you know how to do this kind of stuff, okay, just for fun, and then we're just going to actually type it in here. Now, if I submit this and I say add that, if I scroll down here, this is a link to Adilas, okay? I have a physical link. Now, watch this. Click. I'm really going to go to Adilas, okay? If you really know what you're doing and you know how to do this kind of stuff, you could literally be like, hey, this so-and-so customer did this, and like, it's advanced, okay? I'm not saying you have to do this, but it's just an option for you.
Put the company's websites in there and show them how
Oh,
easy
yeah.
it is to get to.
Well, if you put the company's website address in there or their email, I'll automatically create that as a link for you.
Okay.
So watch this. Save right here under web address. Let's go edit client under the clown. We're going to come down to web address and say I wanted to go Adilasuniversity.biz, and I say edit that.
Okay, you did the
Okay.
HTML there. Okay.
So check this out. It basically, behind the scenes, if I click on this now, I'm automatically going to go to Adilas University. Okay.
So anything in blue is a hyperlink.
Yeah.
too.
Okay, blue is just my color, but yes, every color is different depending on settings, but we just linked right to their website. It actually opened it in a new browser window. Watch this. There's my log notes behind it. See that? So we added a little bit different piece of HTML, basically said target equals blank. Like, instead of opening up in itself, it's like, oh, go open it up in a new page. Like, I could do the same thing in actual HTML. I would just have to kind of go in here and go like this. And this is way beyond the scope of this particular piece, but and then you could go like this, or target blank, go. So now if I click on this log note, watch this, I currently have two browsers open. If I click on it now, it should open up a whole third browser. Like, If you know HTML, you can play in lots of different ways, okay? And I'm not saying you have to learn it, but it's just there are options that you could do to tweak out your log notes if you
So
needed
it'd be
to.
new tab, new window, or even open up existing page.
There's a lots of different ways you can play in it. Please don't get like, oh my goodness, like that was advanced. I think I'm going to stop that particular demo right there. But I just wanted to let you know it's HTML compatible.